everyone, welcome back to my channel, Alexandrian Archives. My name is Mila and I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. That was an attempt at a heart. And if you're not new, thank you for sticking around. Today's video is the long-awaited, long-teased, unless you're in my Discord group, join below, announcement for the Museum Society Book Club picks for the year of 2024. If you don't know, the Museum Society Book Club is the book club I run. I have an Instagram page just for the book club, and I also have a Discord group for the book club. Although I'm not super well versed in Discord and all the tiers and stuff, so and like bots and stuff, so it's literally the bare minimum. I do have a section thing for each book, but we don't really use it. We just use general chat in general. That was my attempt at being organized. But yes, it is like the chillest book club you will ever join. If you don't want to read the book, you don't have to read the book. You can read it later. You can read a book that's not for the month if it's already out. So please, if you're interested, feel free to join. Everything will be linked down below, and all the links are on my Bookstagram as well. So normally book clubs have one book per month, but we bend the rules a little because why not? So this upcoming year, this video is for January to June books. For the first 6 months of 2024, there are going to be 2 months with 2 books each. The first month is going to be February, and there's a specific reason as to why February has 2 books. And the second one is May. And honestly, the reason is because May is my birthday month, and I couldn't choose. I was equally excited for both books, so I couldn't choose, and I was like, you know what? It's my birthday month. We're gonna have both books. So yes, this is also, most of them are, I think all of them are new releases except the January book. The rest are 2024 releases. I do try to make them to choose a standalone or a first book in a series. So yes, so all the links, information, storygraph pages, the storygraph challenge for the book club, everything will be down below. And I will say if there are trigger warnings or anything, because I want people to be comfortable joining and comfortable reading and have a good experience. So without further ado, let's get started. Roll the intro. So the book for January was difficult to choose because I couldn't choose a January 2024 release, because for January specifically, a lot of the books are released like after the 10th, and books sometimes take time to get from the library or from the bookstore. Some bookstores might not even have it in stock. I decided to choose a book that has already been out for a while, that you can put on hold literally right now, or you can request it from your library right now, or you can go and buy it because it's out. It is The Judas Blossom by Stephen Arion. I've talked about this in my The 9 books that I bought so far this year video. This is about the Mongols' invasion of the Persian Empire, and it is written by, he's Iranian, I think. So, and I'm very excited to read it. It follows 4 points of view. It follows, I think it's a duology. It follows the grandson of Genghis Khan, the wife of the father or of the son or something, Persian spy, and one more, I think. As I said, everything will be down below. You can check the synopsis. So yes, I'm very excited about it. So that's the first book. And then we go on to February, which has 2 books, and I will explain exactly why it has 2 books. The first book is A Drop of Venom by Sajini Patel, which is a Rick Riordan Presents book. This is the second YA book that they have published. The important thing to note is that this is a Medusa-inspired retelling, a retelling of the myth of Medusa, the Roman version, the one where she is a priestess of Athena, and then she gets, that, I don't want to get, banned from YouTube for saying the word, and etc, etc, etc. Athena turns her into a monster, and then we see Perseus come, whereas the Greek version, she has always been a monster. She was born a monster. So, because this is a reimagining of the myth of Medusa in a South Asian setting, there are going to be trigger warnings, specifically for sexual assault. Which is why, because some people may not be comfortable with reading the February book, the first one, I have chosen another one, which is called Faebound, and it is by Sarah L. Arifi. I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is an adult fantasy that follows two sisters who stumble upon the Fae who have not been seen for ages. It's romance heavy. I think it's more romantasy than it is fantasy with romance. And the author has said that there's explicit spice, so please don't be surprised. This is an adult fantasy where spice belongs. I said what I said. That is shade thrown at Sarah J. Maas, by the way. Those were the two books for February. The month of March has one book, and it is Fathomfolk by Eliza Chan. This follows a half-siren named Mira, who has been promoted to captain of the border. And this is in a city where humans are living in skyscrapers and everything, and Fathomfolk, sirens, sea witches, kelpies, and kappas live in the water, and it's polluted water. And there are tensions between the Fathomfolk and the humans, and Mira, because she's been promoted, wants to ease those tensions and also try to get, the rights of Fathomfolk sort of reviewed and have them have more rights. And then Water Dragon comes into the picture, and she joins Nami, the Water Dragon, joins an anti-human extremist group, and we also meet Cordelia, who's a second-generation sea witch, who is sort of behind everything. So I am very excited to read this. I do have an arc. Very excited. Very stoked. So yes, the book for April, one book, I promise, one book, is A Tempest of Tea by Hafsa Faisal. We love a Miss Ma'am Hafsa in this household. This is Peaky Blinders meets King Arthur. So, the synopsis. On the streets of White Roaring, Arthur Casimir is a criminal mastermind and collector of secrets. Her prestigious tea room transforms into an illegal bloodhouse by dark, catering to the vampires feared by society. But when her establishment is threatened, Arthur is forced to strike an unlikely deal with an alluring adversary to save it, and she can't do the job alone. I'm very excited for this book because I've been following the author ever since her, debut novel came out. We Hung the Flame, and then We Free the Stars came out, which I haven't read, but I'll get to it eventually. And then she teased this one with the sort of codename Guns and Tea Room or something like that, Guns and Tea, and that was sort of the hashtag that she used for it. And then we found out that it was going to be called A Tempest of Tea in 2020, I think it was. And then that sort of died down, there wasn't any really updates, and only fairly recently, in book publishing terms, did we get an update of when it's going to be released, the actual synopsis, and a book cover, which is gorgeous. I am very excited for this. I think the premise sounds so interesting. I will read anything that woman writes. Yes, so very excited. And of course, May, which has 2 books because I couldn't choose. I am indecisive despite being able to choose 1 book for like 4 months. So the month of May has 2 books. It's my birthday month and I couldn't choose, and there are 2 anticipated releases and I didn't want to wait to read them. So that's literally the only reason. That's the only reason I am letting it slide. And on the Storygraph challenge, it will say May book 1, I think, and May book 2, but the numbered are gonna be just like 5 and 6 or something like that. So it'll just continue being higher than 12 in numbers, because you can't do like 0.5 or 2.1, 2.2. You can't really do that on Storygraph. So it will just go higher than 12, depending on how the second half of the year is going to be structured. So the month of May, we have book 1, which is Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Poranek. This is Slavic folklore. This is trees with eyeballs. This is a demon warden boyfriend. I think he has antlers too. So our main girl, her name is Liska, and I can't say it in English. I can only say it in Russian, Liska. And she has magic and she wants to be free of it, and so she flees her small village, goes into the demon inhabited Spearwood to steal a mythical fern flower, and she's caught by the demon warden of the wood called the Leji. I think that's how you say it. I'm so sorry. And so he's like, okay, I'll give you a deal. 1 year of servitude in exchange for the fern flower. So she's whisked away to the manor, and she makes a discovery. She's not the first person to strike this bargain, and all her predecessors have mysteriously vanished. So she has to figure out, how to sedate the ghosts of both hers and Leji's past. I'm very excited for this. So excited. Hey, Simon & Schuster, please send me a copy. I'm a Slavic booktuber. Please. Thank you. And the second book is A Crane Among Wolves, which I do have an archive, and I'm very excited. Let me read the synopsis, I guess. And this is set in the Joseon dynasty in 1506, and the people are under the cruel reign of the tyrant king Yonsan, who is not a good person. Like, he's known as one of the worst, one of the biggest tyrants in Korean history. And he kidnaps women and young girls. And our main girl, Iso's life is very sheltered, very privileged, and when her sister is, becomes the king's latest prey, she leaves her privileged, sheltered town, her village. She travels to the capital in hopes of getting her sister back. And then we also follow Prince Daehyun, who is the half-brother of King Yeosun. So he has had to watch his brother flaunt his power and abuse his power for years, and wants to dethrone his half-brother once and for all. Isol and Daehyun's fates collide, and they, have to save the sister, free the people, and destroy the tyrant. Hope that's understandable. I don't want to give too much away, I guess. Excuse me. And the book for June is one I'm very excited to read. It is The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Oh god, I don't know how to say this. P. Jelly Clark. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry. So, the synopsis. The dead cat-tail assassins are not cats, nor do they have tails, but they are most assuredly dead. Assuredly dead. Evine the Eviscerator is skilled, discreet professional, and here for your most pressing needs in the ancient city of Tal Abisi. Her gill is strong, her blades are sharp, and her rules are simple. Those sworn to the matron of assassins, resurrected, deadly, wiped of their memories, have only 3 unbreakable vows. First, the contract must be just. That's above Evine's pay grade. Second, even the most powerful assassin may only kill the contracted. Evine's a professional. She never misses a mark. The third, and once you accept a job, you must carry it out. And if you stray, a final death would be a mercy when the festival of the Clockwork King turns the city upside down. Evine's newest mission brings her face to face with the past she isn't supposed to remember, and a vow she can't forget. This is the same author as A Master of Jinn, which I loved. His short stories in the Master of Jinn universe are fantastic. I highly recommend Haunting of Trankar 15. That was such a good novella, such a good short story. I really enjoyed it. It mentioned Tajiks, which was so wild to me. And yes, so those are all the 6 months for the first half of 2024. All the books for it, as I said, everything will be linked down below. Everything is on my Instagram. I will have highlights for it. I will have updates for it. I will have posts about it, synopsis-wise, and links and everything will be down below where you can buy it. Some are going to be affiliate links, so I do receive a small commission at no extra cost to you, and that helps run sort of this, because I am a student and I do work, but just a little bit of extra, at no extra cost to you. So, as I said, this is the chillest book club you will ever join. Feel free to read the books, feel free to skip the books, it's not a big deal. Join the Discord, we have fun in there. And anyways, I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, go follow me on my socials, and happy reading.